My wife never put her hands on Fujifilm X-Pro 3 and she never used the 35mm f1.4 on Fujifilm X-Pro 3. And recently she made an entire event with this camera and the results were extraordinary. And as we all know, lots of people are using Fujifilm cameras for event photography, but some people are preferring full frame cameras. So I want to discuss in this video if Fujifilm with the latest camera and lenses after this Fujifilm X Summit will rock the photography and videography world. Let's talk about this in this video now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I like to talk about photography gear tips and tricks. As I've said, I recently made a test. I'm very sorry I can't show the pictures that my wife took, but the results at the event, a kids event where kids were moving from there to there, were extraordinary, right baked from the Fujifilm X-Pro 3, and they were in focus pictures. I really didn't see out of focusing pictures. The missing rate was very low, and I wanted to make this test because, how I've said, my wife didn't use X-Pro 3 at all, and we all know that this 35mm f1.4 lens, it's not an extraordinary lens regarding AF. So I've made that test and as I've said, the results were incredible. And now Fujifilm is coming with the Fujifilm X Summit where they will launch the Fujifilm X-H2s and Fujifilm X-H2n, all kinds of lenses. But what is important is the fact that we have the leak specs. We have the new lenses, the 33mm f1.4, the 80mm f1.4, and I want to discuss if in the end it will have a sense to pay more on an APS-C body camera and lens to do event paid photography. Does Fujifilm deserve the extra money being on paper a less attractive package than a full frame? Let's discuss about these pros and cons, but please before subscribe now to my channel because I'll post more content like this. So the first problem that I want to address is, yes, Fujifilm, it's an APS-C camera. The sensor is an APS-C and the lenses are not so sharp as a full frame lenses. I don't know, because of the sensor and so on. So anyway, I didn't put my hand on the 30mm f1.4 and on the 80mm f1.4, but I've recently made a test with this 35mm f1.4 and this Samyang 50mm f1.4. The depths of field were comparable, and a person who is not a professional in photography will really not be bothered by the depths of field, by the blurry background. But where the full frame shine, it's regarding in sharpness. The portrait is very sharp with lots of details. So Fujifilm, it's needing to resolve these problems. From the reviews and the pictures that I've saw online, I see that yes, the newly designed lenses, the 30mm f1.4 and the 80mm f1.4 are very sharp. So they have the lenses, but the lenses are bigger and are expensive compared to other Fujifilm lenses. Okay. If you are doing paid photography, I think it's okay. So they resolved this problem, the lenses, but they really need to update the third lens, the 56mm f1.2 with a good AF lens, because now we are getting to the next problem that Fujifilm, I hope, will resolve in this X Summit, launching a camera with good AF, comparable AF to Nikon Z, Sony a7R III, Canon and so on. Because even if we can manage with the AF that we have on our Fujifilm cameras, in paid photography, in event photography, you really want a very good AF capable camera. So this is the second problem that Fujifilm needs to resolve. On paper, what we are seeing from the specs leaks, it seems that this problem will be resolved now, but we'll see in real world tests and reviews if that problem was solved. So let's say Fujifilm will resolve these problems. Good sharp lenses like on a full frame camera. Good AF like on a full frame camera. Now what we will get in the end using a APS-C Fujifilm camera. Let's see. We'll get the next advantages. We'll have great color, great film simulation, and this is huge. This is very huge. Because for my Sony camera, I really need to edit my files, and even if I know editing, even if I have presets, lots of presets, and I've made my own presets, even if I have all kinds of good, extraordinary profiles, I really can't get the pictures without losing lots of time like I will get pictures from a Fujifilm camera. So this is one of the main extraordinary benefits of using a Fujifilm camera. The JPEGs are so good that you really don't have to edit at all. But if you want to edit and save time, I think it's very smart to edit the JPEGs of a Fujifilm camera. So huge advantages regarding videography and photography, because you'll get extraordinary colors in videography and extraordinary colors in photography, and also you'll have the raw files, the log video files, and so on. So this is huge, because this means you'll save lots of time in post-processing. So for even photography, this is very important. So the only disadvantage that I see now regarding a Fujifilm camera, it's the fact that on paper it's an APS-C camera. So my question for me is, I will drop a full frame camera to use an APS-C camera that on paper it's under a full frame camera regarding image quality and depth of field for event photography, for paid pro photography, where in paid pro photography the depth of field, the blurry backgrounds are making a photo for the clients. So this is my question. Does it deserve to pay the extra price? Because I feel that buying a brand new Fujifilm camera, it will be more expensive than buying a full frame camera. And the results, how I've said, are under on paper in raw files than on a full frame camera. But the big advantage is the fact that if you want to enter in a workflow where you will not edit your files, Fujifilm can offer you this. So having a workflow where you don't have to edit files and where you don't have to edit colors in videography, I think it's huge. But also you have the option to edit colors in photography and videography by having the Fujifilm color signature in your photography. So if you have sharp lenses, the 36mm f1.4 and the 80mm f1.4, it seems they are very sharp, then I think yes, Fujifilm will deserve the price, because you'll win in the future more time, and time it's money. Because if you don't have to stay at the desk and edit files, I don't know, this thing it's huge. This thing it's really huge, and I think this is the idea of the Fujifilm system, and maybe I hope of the Fujifilm X Summit. So if you will have extraordinary AF and extraordinary colors and very sharp detailed images with the 40 megapixel camera, and also with the 24 X-H2s camera, where we'll have extraordinary video specs, I don't know. Even so, for event photography, 24 megapixels are sufficient. On paper, X-H2s is looking like an extraordinary hybrid camera for gun and shoot videography and photography. So yes, I think Fujifilm it's having something here. But let's wait for the Fujifilm X Summit, and let's see what these newer cameras will bring to the photography world. If my assumptions are right, if they will bring sharp images, then yes, the advantages of using a Fujifilm camera for paid photography, for events, for all kinds of videography and photography jobs, it's huge from my point of view, because you really don't have to stay and edit files. And if you want to edit files, you can do that or go to another camera system. But again, for me, the selling point of having a ready-to-go picture, a ready-to-go video file, it's really something. I hope Fujifilm will make it, but yes, I don't like the prices. But I think on the long term, the prices will justify these advantages. But again, it really depends on the durability of the camera, on the AF, and on the image quality in the end. Thank you for watching this video. Let's wait for the X Summit. Please subscribe now, because I will post more content like this. Thank you for watching and talk to you soon. Bye bye.